I know they are giving you hope and all of that. One man who just came back from London refreshed, Alhaji Tifnumbu, the aṣíwájú the aṣíwájú àwọn agbèrò, aṣíwájú àwọn the Jaga bandit, the Jaga addict, okay, I think I'm saying it too much anyway. He said he is the hope that you are looking for. In his own words, he is back. Whatever the old rage, anger, and all that is about Nigeria, oh yeah, check. Maybe Tifnumbu will give you a motivation. He is back in his words.
And I'm happy to be back to my fatherland. And Nigeria should expect a very intelligent ability to think and perform. Nigeria should expect that the help they needed is here. The hope that is almost teetering is back, and back actively. And we hold every effort to the country of patriotism, dedication, capacity, and ability to do the job. Not negative thinking, not the fact that Nigeria has failed. This country, or this continent, is the greatest of all, and we should be a help. If it's rebuilt, we are builders. If it's construction, we are constructors. If it is assurance, we give Nigeria that we definitely will make a better country out of it all.
Can you see that he's kind of a sharper? No, forget about the slow talk. That's how even 10 years ago, even 20 years ago, maybe not as slow as that, but that's how he talks. But do you not think that they are trying to make him look kind of sharper? Your sugar daddy vibe is giving it to you. Congratulations. So that's it. The hope you are looking for and every other thing is said in there. They are back. But somebody said Lori. Exactly. But as we can see, it is almost without anymore. Yeah, almost without. Not with Nigeria, by the way. Because you see, the people who brought this upon you, or the people you brought or you gave power to bring this upon you, for those of you who are the Buhari idiots, especially, they are not done. No, they are not. What they did, they brought this mass or massive poverty, joblessness, and all that, including the devaluation of Naira, indebtedness, and all that. And all of that. They are not done. No. Today, Boko submitted 2023 budget, and in that 2023 budget, it's a total of 20.5 trillion naira. Now, more people are poor today in Nigeria. More people are jobless in Nigeria today, which means less money for your government. But these guys are not done. In that budget proposal, Boko Haram want to spend about 4 trillion naira on fuel subsidy. That would be the 8th year or more. That's one of the things that makes me kind of I don't like you if you are either for or anything. If you have anything to do with APC, like I don't like you for real, but I don't hate you either. Okay, like I just don't like I don't like you because you are not honest, you are not sincere. And it's sad that you probably don't even see it as anything, there's nothing bad in that. So in my own book, in my own word, right, you lack shame. 8 years ago, in that your mouth, you are everywhere. tí Buhari bá ti wọlé lásán, all this importation of fuel, everything will first end. Like Buhari, Buhari built refinery. Buhari that never built, constructed a nada in his life. They said, he constructed refinery 30 months. So now he said he's going to give you one refinery every year. One refinery every year, my brother. The eighth year is what you are now using. They said subsidy was a scam. Subsidy is a scam. All of this thing. Now rich people, you know the story. Now, refinery that they met, they are all dead now. No single one is constructed in 2023. In this year, they budgeted 5 trillion or so for fuel subsidy. Remember? Now, this year, your NNPC has been finding it difficult to remit any money because they are losing the oil to thieves. And the remaining money they pay to them, they are using that to pay for subsidy. No refinery, no nothing. Economy, shambles. Right? 8 years. So next year, they want to spend almost 5 trillion again, 4.7 or so trillion is what Boko is proposing. And by the end of the year, early in January, you begin to hear the small messages that says your fuel price is going to go up again. You know why? So in their budgets, they can no longer pay what they paid for this year's subsidy. Now, they don't have the money. They don't have the money, but they are budgeting for it. Inside their 20 trillion budget, they have another one put aside, 6 trillion naira to service debts. You know, Nigeria debt is now over 100 billion. You know that? That is over 45 trillion naira. Do you know that? And you know that your naira to a dollar today is over 730 naira to a dollar. It was 199 naira 7 years ago, my brother. Just to remind you. Hope you remember that. So the debt of Nigeria has crossed $100 billion. So they would have to borrow more. Now, to service that debt, in the 2023 budget, they have budgeted 6 trillion naira to just service the debt, the loans they've taken. That's all the gbese they have at hand, to make sure that the interest on the gbese, to pay the interest, not the gbese, they are paying interest on the gbese. So in the budget, 6 trillion. Do you know how many schools that can actually fix? Do you know how many medical centers that can equip? Do you know how many medical practitioners that can train? And many other things that money can actually go into for you. When you wake up and they say, healthcare for 200 million people, we are budgeting 10 trillion for it. Now, take a look at the oil they are stealing from you every day. And the total of that every month. So we are talking about nearly 2 trillion naira lost to thieves who tapped your oil because they have the power to do it. They are the one that are supposed to protect those pipeline in the first place. So they decided to steal it. So who is going to report if the oil is missing? Or who is going to report those behind it? Now you are losing all of that in a country that they want to forcefully force together. Even when they cannot, they've shown it time again and again that this is a big mistake, forcing and keeping us together this way. But imagine if they have 10 trillion, if they have 10 trillion for education, 10 trillion for healthcare, 10 trillion naira for this, 50 trillion naira for that. I'm talking about no loopholes, no rogues who are chasing you out of your ancestral land, only to turn them to their caliphate and all that. Imagine if you don't have all of that, and the only way you will stop having all of that is if you let everybody go their separate ways. They will promise you hope. They will promise you this and that, but you have no idea that these guys have no idea of what they are doing. You don't have a clue that those who are promising you future, those who are giving you hope, they have no idea of what they are talking about. They don't. We are going to lift 10 million people out of poverty. We are going to build this. We are going to construct this. They have no idea of what they are talking about. Because in reality, they can't give you any goddamn thing. Nothing. Nigeria is not structured that way. And that is why, if you understand what we are missing, if you understand what the children are losing, if you understand what the environment is suffering, seriously, you will understand that those who are promising you future, promising you this and that in Nigeria, it is either they are like scammers that they are, or they have no idea of what they are talking about. And as for you, you have no idea what you are consuming from these guys. They will tell you a lot. Yes, politicians will say anything. They will say anything and everything. But it is all talk, no action. But unfortunately, there are consequences, there are victims when they fail to give you what they promise you. Because what they promise you, none of them can give them to you in this type of Nigeria. Now, let us think. So when somebody say one Nigeria, and you say, no, you are just ignorant. You have no idea of what you are talking about. Right? And they automatically turn out to say, yeah, you hate Nigeria. I don't know why you hate Nigeria. It is the same ignorance that will make them say that. Seriously? Hate Nigeria? For letting you know the obvious? You see those who are telling you, United Nigeria, United this or that, and the rest of those and all that, they have no idea of what they are talking about. Sit them down one by one, and ask them to tell you how they are going to achieve all they are saying to you. Then you will realize it that they have no idea of what they are talking about. They don't have any clue. And those are the people you are putting your life, your future, your hope, your aspiration, your dream and everything. You are putting them, you are gambling them and putting those in their hands. And they continue to burn you and burn you and burn you again and again and again. I mean, come on, give yourself a break. That's Senator Adeyeye made a very, very good, sort of a presentation there. You cannot fix the problem in Yoruba land with the same architecture that you want to put together as Nigeria. It is not going to happen. Do you understand? In Niger Delta, the degradation, the stealing of their supposed natural resources, right, and everything they've done for so long has deprived the people of that region, the young, the old, the opportunity to experience life, to live life. And you know what? Generation after generation, the desperation continued to grow until it grew to a point where you have what you are witnessing today. Owners of oil, never given real education, deliberately miseducated, and intentionally armed. Because, yeah, that's what Nigeria is. And today, the owners of Nigeria oil, they are now the Maygad for that same oil. While the entire environment remain cash cow for those who are profiting from your, from your own disaster, so to say. It's all deliberate. You can't fix that. You can't fix Yoruba land with Nigeria mentality. It's not possible. Nobody can promise you anything and they won't give you anything. You just set yourselves up every now and then and say, oh yeah, that's our hope. Let us take back our country. Take it back. All those things, right? They are false hopes. That if you pay attention very well, I'm not going to say they don't like Nigeria. Not all of them. But it's either they are professional con men or they just don't have a clue of what they are talking about. Just same way you are saying that I possibly don't have a clue of what I'm talking about as well. But that's it. When they say that all insecurity or all problems should be in a way be treated as local, it's because, yeah, when people are allowed, right, to decide their own affairs, in a way, there is this survival instinct that is part of the human DNA. If you know that if you fritter something away with the connection, the the connectivity of you, yourself, yourself, the people around you. I'm talking about from where you originally come from, which is as a Yoruba, for example. There is that connection. There is this connection that kind of will make you want to, your patriotism is never going to be in any way divided or non-existent, because there is connection. There's going to be connection that says, I want to, we need to make this place a greater. This is our land. This is where we come from. And the better we make it, whatever we have here, we must utilize them for our own, to our own greatness. You know what I mean? It means we decide the pace at which we grow without any interference, and you protect and guard all you have. Like all, if you go to out to the west, you see how much they protect all they have, because they will say this is all we have. If we should lose the control of this country, we've lost everything, and we have, you know what I mean? So now there is connection there, which means everything that is in you will yearn for positivity for that land. Nigeria doesn't have that. Are you not saying it? 62 years of independence. You will think the angels were not born. Some are saying that, well, maybe the angels are dead already, because it keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse, and it's going to be worse and worse until it explodes. The explosion stage is where we are now. Oh, the beautiful ones are not yet born. Who told you? There are those that will tell you that we have seen the good old days. We have seen the better days. That is on this Nigeria. So the beautiful ones and all that are here. Nigeria, like in Egypt, in the Bible, is to kill the star in you, is to kill the courage in you, is to try to, to overwhelm you, is to try to humble you. And they do all of this through what we called childhood indoctrination. All of these things didn't happen to us by accident. I keep saying that to people. When you talk to people about the situation in Nigeria, which everybody knows about, and then you begin to talk about what you think should be the solution, and then you see the majority are in a way indoctrinated to think in a certain way. It is what it is. Nothing that happens to us is by accident. They all happen because they were all planned, we were all programmed and indoctrinated to be what we are for a purpose that they believe that we have to serve. If you jump out of that, that schedule, then you are considered a rebel. And it's not going to be a difficult job to turn the mob on you. That is why when you tell people, right, that listen, look at this, listen, we shouldn't be so vile towards ourselves. We should be human towards ourselves enough. Like black to black, Nigerian, and that stuff. Like but the reasons why we will continue to hunt ourselves down and then continue to target ourselves as the system has managed to do. No matter how much you preach the peace, the unity, we are one, we have good people everywhere. Yes, we do. But on a larger scale, is that exactly who we are? Or we are just good? Only when it has to do with those that we have connection with, mostly tribe ethnic, and all that. And Nigeria is a place whereby when it is time for everybody to bear his own father's name, you know what I'm talking about? Everybody quickly take their own side, and you begin to wonder, are you not supposed to be Nigerians? They say, oh, no. You cannot be talking to my Igbo, you cannot be saying all that nonsense about the Igbos, and you wouldn't expect me to reply back. How dare you say that about the Yorubas? And you want, and you be like, but you're supposed to be Nigerian. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? So if somebody now says, you know what, that is the beginning, that should be the beginning of whatever greatness that we might have in our different imaginations as a people. Let everybody undo their own affairs according to their own choosing, and then according to the resources at their own disposal. In this case, it seems everyone is blessed, but the system made us so lazy, dependent that when you hear the word, let us go our separate ways, handle our own affairs in our own way, and deal with our own thieves in our own way. Everybody, well, not everybody these days, right? You just see a lot of people, they just switch into the panic mode. Show easy, it's not easy to just break up now. My friend, listen, we're having a chat, okay? You asked for what should be the solution. I just gave you one. Now, whether it's going to be easy or it's not going to be easy, how about we make it a conversation at first? Like, be interested first. I mean, you don't have to run. You don't have to choke on it. You don't have to get into a panic mode. You don't have to become so scared. And I mean, you don't even have to get into any angry mode. But in most cases, see, people will get angry. People will kind of deride you when you talk about Biafra, when you talk about Yoruba nation, who are Yorubas themselves, who are Igbos themselves, and they kind of run into panic mode in most of the times is because the system, listen to me, the system indoctrinated us, programmed us, until many of you found out the lies. And today, you are the rebels. That you have found the light doesn't mean that others have found their own light too. But when next you see them switch into that panic mode, into that angry mode, when you tell them like, okay, what's the solution? Can you then tell us the solution? Then, give us the solution. My brother, the solution is this. Let us all go our separate ways, okay? Let us all, chase our dreams as a people, wherever that dream is going to be. Let us all design and decide how our destiny should be in a way acted. Let us be part of the, of the future that we are going to feature in. You know what I mean? They switch into panic mode because Nigeria conditioned them as that. That is why it's so easy. When the system is ready to reward those who can give up, the people who have decided to jump out of that queue, the queue of the Mugus, who listen to politicians, who promise them heaven and earth, something that they have no capacity of doing, but because they are con men and it is their trade, they can repeat that same line every 4 years or every time they have the chance of repeating it, and people will believe them again and again and again. So if you don't believe that, there's going to be people who have to let them know who didn't believe and why they don't and what they are planning. So they easily find the saboteurs from those who are indeed the victims of the same system. They say, yeah, come, what do you hear about that? Oh, those guys are saying that they want to break away. They are saying that we need to begin the process of mobilizing ourselves so that the people can demand for this and that. Hey, so you know them. Yes, I know them. Yeah, take this token. Take that car. Give us their names. And the rest, we'll kill those who will kill, we'll exile those who will exile, and we'll jail those who will jail. Then we'll scare everybody to know that don't listen to them. They are rebels. So we have told you, we are building a country, a great country, that your children, they are going to be eating belly food. You are going to be able to feed your family. You are going to have a job. You're going to be safe. All these things that they don't have plan or capacity to actually do. That's why I said that it is either they are con men, which they are, or they have no idea of what they are talking about, and you believe in them is the one I'm talking to right now. When politicians OBO, OBO, Tifnumbu, Tifko, Kwakwanso, Showore, my brother, if every one of them telling you that they have something for you, if they have the chance in this bracket, Nigeria, trust me, it is either they are like career con men, or they have no idea of what they are talking about. You see, that issue of Niger Delta oil theft has been there like in perpetuity, and it is turn by turn as usual, okay? If they kill Tompolo tomorrow, they will find another megad in Niger Delta that will take the money again and continue to protect the pipeline for the thieves, taking them officially from. But in a situation whereby they are in charge of their own affair, trust me, if they have no other means and they have no other place that they can call their own, if they have no other means of getting funding, so to say, call it a source of income, like Nigeria is tapping it, right? If they have no other, they will protect those resources. They will protect your environment. They will protect you, the people. They will invest the money in you, the people. If they want to cut down the militancy and the rest of that, they will do all of that. And guess what? Why they will do all of that? It's because there will be no Abuja to run to anymore the moment Nigeria breaks up. Even if it starts with regional autonomy, whatever comes first. You see this Nigeria you are seeing right now, no matter the lies you've told yourself and the one you are telling yourself right now, throw the ant fan, throw it up at 1 million times. It is always going to land flat, face flat. It is what they want. Now you they dream beyond what they have programmed you to dream. All your dream, what Nigeria will be great. All those things, they are in your own imagination. There are people that are older than you. Listen to me. They were younger when they had similar dream like you. Trust me. They are in their 50s now. There were those who actually participated in Nigeria independence. Do you want to think how they felt? Do you really think, do you really think whatever you have in your head right now, whatever you are reading anywhere about Nigeria right now, that is giving you that false hope as you are watching me right now, do you really think it's going to be comparable to the young ones who participated in the Nigeria independence 62 years ago? Can you imagine? Can you compare the joy, the expectation, the feeling, the hope? Can you compare that to whatever you are building now and what is happening in Nigeria today? Those teenagers, those children, they are grandpa, grandma now in their 60s. Ask them, what do they think about it today? They will tell you, all hope, dead, lost, and all of that, because it's true. But you see, the moment you break up this chain, the criminals that are aiding and abetting your underdevelopment, your growth, your progress, I'm talking about the criminals that are paying you to go to Mecca to go and stone Shaitan, the ones that pay for your flight to Jerusalem, to go and pray at the tomb of Jesus and other prayer mountains for your problems, for Nigeria problems. The real criminals that you are supposed to be walking about with a bag of stones, as they said, stone us if we failed. Do you get what I mean now? Those are the criminals. They will have nowhere to run to. There will be no Abuja to run to. If they try to run, that means they are crossing the border. They will be declared fugitive. The first thing is that when they run, they will never come back. Do you know that? Yes, that's one good advantage of this idea. And whatever they have promised you, like I said, those promising you, they are con men or complete, ignorance who have no idea of what they are promising you. And you have swallowed all those promises, haven't you? But when you have a system whereby there's no more Abuja to run to, if anybody run from Aba, enter Ore, now another region, another country in the soul. That means if he's your leader in Eastern region, Biafra, and he's commit all your politicians, if they commit any crime, there is no Abuja to run to. If they cross Onisha Bridge, they are in another country. So that means, number one, is a win-win situation. You will declare them wanted. Number two, since they run, they will never come back. whatever they might have done, whatever they might have stolen, they will never come back. Do you understand what that means? That is the kind of power that breaking up of Nigeria will give back to the regions, will give back to the people, the one they stole from you in 1966. January 15, 1966. So that's one positive thing about us staying on our own. You will protect your border. You will provide and control your region. Listen, it is the same thing in Yoruba land. If any of them don't commit any kind of infraction against the people of Yoruba land, if they cross border from Ogbomoso, enter, what is it called? Ogbomoso to Suleja, no, not Suleja. There is this Jeba. There is this place after Ilorin. Ilorin to Jeba. Once you cross the border, you have crossed the country. You will be declared wanted. But Nigeria is protecting them. Same thing with all of you in northern Nigeria. Arewa land. See, terrorists who have destroyed the economy of the north. The politicians who have destroyed the education of the north. Deliberately created the mass poverty, unemployment. In other words, they created the booming market for terrorists in northern Nigeria to continue to recruit young people that they are giving excess drugs to commit all this terrorism as well. You see, if you have one nation around that time, the Olori Brukus, the Weres, the Masha Fanis, that you call the Monafiki, that you call your leaders, they will not have an Abuja to run to. And if Abuja is still part of you, well, I bet it won't be your capital. It will be border with Benue, border with the people that won't be part of the north. You know that, If they want to run away, they will either run away to Chad. You see all your porous border in northern Nigeria, they will be interested in keeping them safe because you are never going to be this quiet. When terrorists are having field day, where would they have free money to pay the terrorists in the first place, other than to tax you? Do you really think you'll be this quiet with this terrorist if all that is happening today is happening in Arewa Republic? I'm just asking you. That's why they would never allow you. They don't want you to even think about it. They're asking you to pray. Pray for the better Nigeria. We need to work hard. All of us need to work together. All of us need to be united. All those words, they are just buzzwords. Buzzwords used by the business owners of that Nigeria. As long as it is this, you and I, we can continue to kiss freedom a goodbye. So there's no plan, there's no future. They are borrowing against your generation unborn. You know that when they take loans, that will take them 60 years, 80 years to pay back. And we are talking about the people in their own 80s, in their own 70s, taking loans that they are siphoning, they are stealing as well. Loans that should be repaid at exorbitant interest rate, loans that will be paid back in 60 years, 50 years, 80 years by your children that are not born yet. That's the future Nigeria has for you. Have for you. But it may not mean much to you right now because you have been programmed to be like that. But to those of you who actually got my message, we are all in this together. That is why I said, when the whole implosion finally, boom, it is ideal for you to remember that this wasn't how it all started. This isn't what we signed, our progenitors or our own forebearers signed up for. So if it explodes, when it explodes, remember, we have a nation to build. You have one to build. If you don't forget that, it simply means all the lies told you by the business owners in Nigeria, these business career criminals in Nigeria, they have washed off you. They have washed off you. And as they have, they will remain washed off. Just go out there and multiply. The truth, they say, is constant. It doesn't die. Truth don't die. keep saying it. You see all this mess, eh? If you know better, seriously, you will never waste your time in praying that things should be better alone. You will be acting and working in making it better. And the number one way of making it better, like we say all the time, if you love Nigeria or if you love Nigerians, please break it up and save lives. Or else, these news are always going to be coming your way until you probably will say enough. And then we'll have enough number that will say enough and mean it. Except for that, we are on it. I'll put it that way and I'll leave it at that tonight. So I am also going to open my line just for a few minutes. Okay. It's the ritual. So we'll try and have that for a few minutes and then I will call it a night. So I still have a cup of tea. So if you want to be part of this, and if you have been part of this all night anyway, you can still stop by and just, like the broadcast, share it if you haven't, and then maybe subscribe if you haven't as well on the channel. So the line is opened and the number is WhatsApp call only as we speak. So give me a sec.